Well, we're just looking at the state in which we find our football and the talent, we're kind of like agreeing that talents are missing. We don't have enough talent. Why are we not polishing talents? Why are we in this state and all of that? Do you really think that Ghana is now bereft of talent?
Ghana is never bereft of talent. The problem we have is that we're simply not ready to develop what we have. Ghana never lacks talent. We are not bereft of talent at all. I jokingly told someone that the present situation that we find ourselves, we do not have Ghana Football Association. We have KFA, not GFA, Curtain Friends Association. Because you can't run an association where almost everyone has a football club. Ordinarily, we know that the average black man doesn't see anything wrong with conflict of interest issues. But a situation whereby the FA president alone has 5 clubs, he has a company that manages players, the conflict of interest issues become deeper.
Motepe has a club, Sundowns.
I'm talking about 5 clubs. You are talking about a club. I'm not saying that conflict of interest is a crime. In fact, per our constitution, it is not. But the deeper it gets, the worse our football also gets. Because during the days of Afrani, and you know better, you are my senior colleague, they were going deep into the villages to pick talent. Now it is KFA, Curtain Friends. So, Fifi Bansin is part of us. Do you have any good player in your team? We put in the under-17 team together. Give us 2 players. Randy, give us 2 players. Osekre, give us. So, I pity the Ghanaian national team coaches nowadays. It is not a true representation of a national team they are coaching because the influences are too much. They are simply too much. Quite apart from that, we haven't developed any strategy to develop our talent. It is get the talent, push them into the national team to improve their profile and sell. That's all we are doing. Years back, Ghanaian players could walk into clubs in Europe as first team players. Now it is not the case anymore. Now the strategy is we have accepted that our league is of poor quality and we are not ready to improve it. So let's go chasing the Ghanaian players born abroad. That is the policy of this FA from where I sit. And so the moment they hear Kweku Yeboah Tiger, once he has Kweku attached to his name, let's go find out. He might be a Ghanaian. Kwame Chuck Norris, Kwame might be a Ghanaian. That's all we are doing. And it is the reason why some old footballers, including Tony Bafu, have suggested that it is better we put up a desk at the various embassies abroad so that we tap those talent that we want to get from abroad early. Because the moment you allow them to grow, believe you me, England will not give you the top quality. They will make sure they convince him and use him. You only get the average ones.
Like Semenyo.
Exactly. They wouldn't give you the top notch players. They will make sure they convince. Lamine Yamal is a Moroccan, but they never would allow him to play for Morocco. So it is not a matter of Ghana being bereft of talent. It is a matter of we having accepted that we are not ready to develop our football. A few football owners pushing players into the national team, selling them, lining their pockets with millions, and it ends there. When it comes to the national team, we'll tour the world and see if we can get some Ghanaian player or players of Ghanaian descent, convince them to don the national colours. That is the policy we are operating. And that is why our football keep sinking. The Ghana Football Association released the fixtures for the Ghana Premier League 3 weeks ago. There is no conscious effort to promote the league. They just don't care. They've released the fixtures, waiting for the league to commence. It clearly tells you they have no plan for our league. It is about nurturing talent, pushing them into the national teams to improve their profiles and selling them. What even worsens the situation is that if you are not part of the cabal, they will make sure you lose your investment. Personally, sitting here, I have been training at a place called Rasta Park, Tantra Hill. I saw one very talented goalkeeper, and I thought that this guy could be helped. So I started managing him. I managed to introduce him to the handlers of the under-17. And they started training with him. They said, oh, he's good. The next moment, when they realized that it is Kweku Yeboah who is managing him, they came back to tell me that, oh, MRI Achino. The guy, he couldn't make it. He's been affected by MRI. I said, okay. But at some point, I called the player and told him that, you know what? I'm a critic. I wouldn't change my style of journalism to suit you. So you better go get a different manager so that your career will progress. The player was denied entry into the under-17 in 2023, if I am correct. By the next year, 2024, another manager took him to the same under-17, and this time the MRI was okay for him. It tells you the sort of
when it was supposed to be even older.
Yes, exactly. The antagonizing system that the FA is operating. But I'm not surprised, because when Kurt took office, his first statement was, you can't work with your enemy. And so a section of the football community is seen as enemies. Instead of putting them together and picking their ideas, they see them as enemies. Me, sitting here, personally, when Kurt became the FA president, his first game was in Turkey, a friendly game, I think Ghana, Senegal or something. I followed the team to play that friendly, to cover for Peace FM actually. At the hotel, I paid my own bill. At the hotel, anytime I saw Kurt, you could clearly see his reaction was somebody who has an issue with you. So I said, President, I would want to have a meeting with you. I called him, he had time for me, and I told him that, Mr. President, you know what? You are new. You are fresh, the freshly elected president of the Ghana Football Association. I wouldn't come and sit here and lie to you that when you were campaigning, I was for you. I was not. However, you are now the president of the Ghana Football Association. Make an effort to unite the media front, get all of us on board who support you. After all, the football ecosystem goes a long way to benefit all of us. We are all beneficiaries in one way or the other. So the idea of trying to create the impression that you have an issue with some of us, it wouldn't help you, it wouldn't help Ghana football. Because I could see anytime you see me, your facial expression wasn't friendly. I told him in the face, one-on-one, at the hotel. And he said, oh, it wasn't like that. Maybe I was thinking about something as my mind was somewhere. I said, okay, me, I'm ready. Because I cannot deny the fact that I'm a direct beneficiary of football. So if you put up any proper structure, any developmental plan, and you want me to assist, I'll be the first person to champion your cause. And he said, okay. That was the beginning of the end. The Football Association has a pro-media GFA and a perceived anti-media GFA because you see things as they are. At this point of our football, when a broad section of Ghanaians joined some group of journalists to demonstrate that Ghana football is sinking, another group of journalists did another demonstration. Ghana football is in safe hands. Oh. At this stage of our football, we could demonstrate that Ghana football is in safe hands. Well, so my senior brother, it is not about Ghana being bereft of talent. Ghana has talent in abundance.
We were trying to find out why, the league is about to start again without any headline sponsor. It's been like that for a while. It said that last year they got media sponsorship from Adesanwe for the coverage of the Ghana Premier League. Okay, why is it that corporate Ghana may just be interested in Immortal raised the issue Black Stars, because Black Stars have quite a number of sponsors. Why is it that corporate Ghana is interested only in the Black Stars, but they're not interested in the league?
Because corporate Ghana is interested in numbers. Every viable company is interested in numbers. You are talking about a league where the two top clubs, when they are playing and you get to the stadium, sometimes the stadium is virtually empty. So would you expect to associate his brand with the league? No. I don't blame them. Because they believe in numbers.
Hasbro cannot fail.
I remember in just before Nanado ended his term, there was a match that was supposed to serve two purposes. It was a league game, and they also used it as a what do you call it? Was it a top four or something?
It was
super clash. So the winner was going to get 3 points plus a trophy. Yeah. Imagine Kotoko and Hearts playing a single game that serves two purposes. I was at the commentary box a few minutes to kick off. I've forgotten the name. One gentleman from the Jubilee House asked that they should come and call me to the VIP stand. And when they were pleading with me, please announce on Peace FM that the match is free. Conanado had told, is it Equatorial Guinea or I've forgotten, the president visited him and he had given him the impression that, I'll take you to the stadium to watch my two top clubs playing. After two top clubs,
empty stadium.
Empty stadium. So we had to shout, it's now free, yo, it's now free, yo. Nobody came. I've been saying this the last year on my comedy platform. I said something. Chairman General didn't want me to say. I said, nowadays, if a league match happens to be played on a Saturday and you stand on top of the Accra Sports Stadium, those who are trooping to the Osu Cemetery are more than those trooping to the Accra Sports Stadium. And we don't care. There's no conscious effort to improve the league. Last season or last 2 seasons, the Ghana Football Association made an effort to synchronize the commentary. I thought that they would review it, do impact assessment, and see how it went. Nothing of a sort has been done. There were complaints here and there. People were not getting the right feed. There were breaks and what have you, but nobody cares. We're still going to use the same system. First of all, you have a dying brand. Instead of allowing easy access for all the media houses to run commentary, I do not understand why up to date, the Ghana Football Association cannot get one company and say that, you know what, we are giving the league commentary to all the radio stations for free. In return, they will play your advert. So give us 1 CD or give us 2 CD. It is very easy. Once the companies realize that, Sporty FM will give us mileage, Peace FM will give us mileage, this one will give us mileage. It is very easy. I don't know why the Football Association is unable to do this. All they care about, we've done synchronization. Then a few stations are able to pick them. People don't even get to hear of the scores anymore. Then they don't care. So for those of us who are football lovers, I think that we should just psych ourselves that is the reality, whether we like it or not. It is not going to change because we have a group of football administrators whose interest is centered on getting their players into the national team and selling them. So much so that for the first time in my journalism career, I've seen 2 under-17 teams being formed at the same time. When Lai Kinsey was coaching one at Legon, there was another under-17 in camp. What are they trying to achieve? For the first time in my journalism career, I've seen a football association forming under-15, under-16, under-17, under-18, under-19, under-20. But what sort of development agenda is this? Even FIFA, how many, what do you call it?
Youth teams do they have?
Youth team tournament do they have? Ghana alone, 15, 16, because that is where the market is. Everybody is going to set for talent and sell. You go and talk about this. You get pro-FA journalists who have been put on one flight to a World Cup tournament or a friendly game to insult you to the core. So they are comfortable with what they are doing, so we should also be comfortable with it.
Because sometimes when you talk about it, the club's owners will tell you that you are crying more than the bereaved.
Yeah. They are so hypocritical. You sit on radio and talk about the ills of our league. Behind the scene, they will call you, Dan, what chaos, mama. If you ask him to come on radio, he can't my team not relegation. But so I ask myself that. First of all, you are playing a league without a sponsor. Even if you win the ultimate, if you are the league winner, you don't even get anything. You spend millions on your players week in, week out, risking them traveling across the length and breadth of the country. So if you speak the truth and you are relegated, what do you lose? In any case, you are getting nothing playing the Premier League. So if you are relegated, what do you lose? But they are so hypocritical. They will call you behind the scene. They know we and you. So go can team make a relegation. Oh, chairman, let me put you on radio. So let's all enjoy.
Yeboah, what do you think?
The situation.
Well, there are a lot of things going on, which the clubs need to improve. I always say it's about the clubs, because when you even check the FA, the decision makers, let's count them one after that and see they are attached to clubs. So let's see. There's 7 council members. Kate, she's for Dreams FC. Achi, Felike Champon, he came through Dreams FC because they endorsed him to go. Dr. Randy Abe from Pando Heart of Lions talk about.
But you can't be a school member without having a club, is it?
No, you need to be affiliated with the club.
They need to nominate you. So Felike Champon doesn't have club.
Like the club has to nominate you.
Of vying for the position,
he was nominated by Dreams FC. So Dreams FC, he came through Dreams FC ticket. So all the decision makers, they have clubs. And all the things Dan is saying, they know it. They are the ones spending. But they're okay with whatever is going on. If they are not okay, they are still in it. Because they have players, they pay them every month. They buy balls, all the equipment that is needed. They make sure that their teams are okay for them to play every Sunday, or if there's midweek. They are not complaining much. Like probably those of us outside talking about all this. When we started, I told you that the club doesn't have enough quality for them to be able to compete and then draw supporters into our stadium. Yes, when you go to the community parks and co, they're able to fill. But Accra and Kumasi specifically, the people going to stadium have dropped. And if Hassan Kotoko are not coming out with numbers, it will be difficult for you to get a sponsor.
If we had an FA that is concerned about this league we are playing, if I were the FA president, I'll just give a quota to the traditional clubs.
Yes.
70% of the Premier League teams should be traditional. So during qualifiers, they should have a different format. Up to date, go to Sunyani, BA Bofo, stadium will be full. Go to Swedro, All Blacks, Francoba, stadium will be full. Ebusuya Dwarfs, Vipers, stadium will be full. 11 Wise, Hazard. These are the pillars.
Yeah, rivalries.
Exactly. The pillars
the derby games
upon which Ohinijan and Co. Established our league. So if you check the maiden league competition, it was as if they calculated it. Kumasi Asante Koroko and Cornerstones in Kumasi, Hatsofoken Olympics in Accra, 11 Wise Hazakes in Takrady, Venomous Vipers, Dwarfs in Cape Coast, All Blacks Fankoba. You see, there was a conscious effort to get those traditional clubs establish the league.
But they have a base.
They have a base. But now, they are rather favoring their friends to send the traditional clubs into relegation. That's what they are doing.
Is it because the traditional clubs, those who are managing it, are not doing it well? Because
they have their own problems. Yes. But what I'm saying is that despite their problems, if you want to get numbers, get more of them into your league. Despite all their problems, Oko United, wherever they travel, their supporters will travel. I'm not saying they don't have managerial issues. Their issues are as bad as the GFA itself. But what I'm saying is that get them a quota. For instance, we have 18 club league or 20 club league. 18. Get about 70%. That would be about 12. Yeah. And the rest should be individual clubs. So during qualification, their format and their groupings will be different from the individual clubs. Believe you me, the league will be exciting again, despite all the what do you call it? lapses.
Just like North London Derby, Manchester Derby, all those Derby games are big games.
The league will be exciting again, despite all the lapses. Unfortunately, our football is being run by a group of friends who would want to see all their clubs qualify. You know Eric Nyaku?
Yes.
Former Hearts of Oak. He now coaches a 3rd division team around Amasaman. Last season, he met me and said, Mr. Dan, you've been saying that the Ghana Football Association has referees who are assigned to rob their opponent in favor of the pro-cat teams. I never believed it. Now I've experienced it. I said, what happened? He said they were playing a 3rd division in the league, and his team met Kweku Decide. He said immediately they got to the field, and his club chairman, the club he is coaching, his chairman saw the referee. He called him and whispered, Eric, much with you lose, I mean, your referee, no, a cat referee.
Really?
Oh, yes. And he got 2 red cards and a few yellow cards and lost the game. And that Cats team, that Decide team, has now qualified to Division 2.
Odia Inkai also went through the same thing.
So it is either you join them or you get out. That is the sort of football they are run. Unfortunately, nobody is ready to tell them the truth as it is, because it will be tagged as an enemy. Me, I don't care. You don't feed me. You can call me an enemy. You can call me whatever. I don't care, because when the football ecosystem develops, we will all benefit.
Yeah. Tell me about the... let me move you to the Black Stars because of our time. Let me move you to the Black Stars coach issues. Do you still want Carlos Queiroz to stay?
I said yes and no. Yes, if we want an ad hoc measure, go into a tournament immediately, try to park the bars, do our low blocking, get to maybe the quarterfinals and come home. If that is what we want, then he's the immediate answer. However, it still beats my imagination why the Ghana Football Association wasted everybody's time by going for a German coach by name Lepet and telling Ghanaians that he was at the FA to develop Ghana football DNA. And they themselves called it agro soccer. After you have developed agro soccer DNA, you go for a low blocking coach as your head coach. What are you trying to do? You are talking about having developed a system of football that Ghana is known for, the Brazilians of Africa. You go to launch it with all the fanfare and the pomp and pageantry at Alisa Agro DNA. Then after Agro DNA, you go for anti-agro coach. What are we doing? Ghana played against a minnow like, what do you call it? Panama. And in 45 minutes, not one shot on target. Not a single shot on target. So I never understood what they were trying to do, because nobody forced them to go bring that Lepet. I think he was at the FA for about 4 years. To the extent that even a government building meant for Black Stars coaches was demarcated into offices for Lepet and his staff. After 4 years, you launch the DNA with all the excitement. Oh, now Ghana football has an identity. Then, fine, you go and bring an anti-identity coach to come in. I don't know. I don't know what this FA is looking for, honestly. I don't know.
So in your opinion, you give me 2 scenarios. Either we want the short term for him to stay, but in the long term, would you have preferred somebody else?
Oh yes, somebody who has a football philosophy similar to their own agro DNA that Ghana is noted for. Bansmania, you are my senior colleague. You know better than I do. In the past 30 years, Ghana's strength in our national teams has been in midfield.
Yeah.
So if you go for a coach who would let you defend throughout 90 minutes, then where is your agro soccer philosophy?
The radi type of football.
You see, when we went for this World Cup, people were blaming Jordan Ayew. Yes, you can blame him for all you want. He was the captain, whatever. Leadership responsibilities. There are some matches he couldn't do well and all. But have we also asked ourselves that how come Jordan Ayew could score 7 goals during the qualifiers with 7 assists? And then when we went to this World Cup, none of our 3 strikers was able to put one ball into the net. It tells you the sort of system the anti-agro coach was playing. So if we want a long-term solution to this agro philosophy we have developed, then Carlos Queiroz is not the answer.
Would you have preferred Otuado to still be there?
No. Playing 6 matches without a win. Abba. No. No. I would have preferred Hervé Renard. I think we should have been smart enough to engage him.
Is Hervé Renard not overrated? Yes.
Well, he has his ups and downs. You can talk about Hervé Renard that has coached teams that have lost badly. But if you look at his performances where he was given enough time to be with the teams, for me, he did well. He did well with Zambia. He did well with La Côte d'Ivoire. Was it La Côte d'Ivoire?
Yeah, Côte d'Ivoire.
Yes.
He won them with
exactly. So I think that we should have gone. He's much younger. You know, this World Cup, there were only 3 old men. Advocat, Curaçao, Hugo Bruce, South Africa, and Ghana's old man. 3 top old men at the World Cup.
Okay, Dan, somebody has just sent me a message. So I should ask you. You know my colleague Raymond Yamado?
Yeah.
Raymond says I should ask you, where is the All African Games money?
You know, I'm happy he's brought it.
Yeah.
Bansmania. You know, sometimes I wonder why people would be so diabolic even when they know the truth. After the African Games, because Kweku Yeboah is vociferous, people just made an attempt to taint my image. So much so that it was all over social media that I have stolen $4 million. I was, I'll be the most stupid man to live on earth if I had stolen $4 million.
And still be in Ghana.
I'm going to go over that. Knowing who I am and how loud I am, I never got close to money or contract. Because I told even my people, I told them that when it comes out and you are culpable, I wouldn't spare you. So I was so surprised with that story of, you go jail. Interestingly, when His Excellency President Mahama ordered for the audit, and the auditing was done, and my name wasn't found in anything bad, those people who were claiming that I've chopped $4 million, all of a sudden they've gone silent. It is very unfair. Those people who were making noise, I was expecting them to have used the same energy to tell Ghanaians that the guy is innocent. Because during the auditing process, even the auditor, his first question, you know the deception they had in their minds. I was the spokesperson for the African Games. And ideally, when you are a spokesperson, issues like communication person,
you are given the
issues
budget.
Issues like broadcasting, accreditation are supposed to be under your purview. So when they got the figures associated with those, what do you call it, items, they thought that, and they are quite this guy. But knowing myself, I never got close to any contract. Besides, one thing they did not even know was that there are about 3 ways of hosting tournament, especially the African Games. There was a system where the Minister of Sports sits at the top as overall boss. The LOC becomes a quasi body to the ministry, where all monies from government are directly sent to the ministry, and every money taken for any activity by the LOC is signed by the ministry. There's another system where an autonomy is created for the LOC, where you have your own account and you do your own expenses and account post-tournament.
Yeah.
In our case, Ghana adopted the one where the minister sits on top, where the LOC did not even have an account of its own. So I don't know where those stories were coming from. I was just laughing, especially where His Excellency President Mahama said that he's set up a committee to an audit team to do forensic. And I spoke about it that irrespective of your political color, if you are a thief, the law must deal with you. So for me, President Mahama has spoken well, and I'm backing him. Hey, we told you he's the one who has stolen the money. Why is it that none of the LOC members is talking about? He's the one talking. I just love.
But were you staggered by the amount of money that was discovered during the audit? Were you shocked?
You know,
because if you look at the cost of building the stadium,
because Basmania, in all sincerity, when Goldfields Ghana built the Takwa Stadium where Midiama is going to play their games. When they were inaugurating the stadium, when they were launching the stadium, I was the IMC. So I got all the figures. They used $14 million to build that stadium. $2 million tax, making $60 million. The only thing that stadium doesn't have is the tartan track.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that somebody has used $60 million to build a stadium. You let cost the tartan tracks even $10 million. The total will come to 26. And we are talking about Legon Stadium that President Kufuor had started up to about 30-40%.
It was even more than that.
And then you come and tell me you spent 35. What I even disagreed more was the renovation of the hostels. Government has a land. President Akufo-Addo had a vision to convert Boteman into a sports university. He has a land. You have money. And you are telling me that instead of building your own infrastructure that the country can use in the future, you are using the money to go and renovate somebody's property. But even though me I was part, there were some of the things I disagreed.
Was there at any time that when you had the conversation with the LOC officials and said this thing we are doing can get us into trouble?
There were times that even we went to meetings and because I was funny, sometimes I was being first. When we mentioned the figures, I was like, hey, to me I sure say a figure we inform the two front page and they all laugh. Me, I just didn't want to get close because minimum yet. You go, you get it. So sometimes it is just unfortunate that I became the target. Meanwhile,
for obvious reasons.
Yes, for obvious reasons. You get it.
Because Kweku Yeboah and co, they've been surcharged. Exactly. They've been surcharged.
I think about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, they've been surcharged, and it's quite worrying that some of these things. Because if you look at the cost of Boteman, it doesn't make sense.
No, but politicians. Ghana, these figures that politicians allot to some of these projects. How can somebody build a stadium with $14 million? Now, will say, and these things, it is common in both party A and B. Most of the projects they've done, if you give it to an individual, I will build like 3 or 4. That's all they are doing. So.
What's your assessment of Kofi Adams? He's been in office for let's say a year and a half or so, or maybe a year plus. What is your true assessment of his performance so far?
In all sincerity, in the past 20-30 years, my best sports minister has been Neil Ante van der Poel. Yeah, because he knows he's straight.
Because he's like you.
Yeah. He says it as it is. To the extent that I had a conversation with him, and he said that at some point, some FA officials came to him that he should give them money to go and bribe a referee. And he said, then what is the use of the winning bonus we give to the players? Then I'm going to tell the players that you people are telling me that they don't win the matches, so I'm going to reduce their winning bonuses. He went and told the players, and they got angry. But that is how it is supposed to be. How can you tell me that I should pay $10,000 for 90 minutes, and you, the same person, come to tell me I should go and pay referee? Who is winning the game for you? Is it the referee or the player? You get it? So for me, in the past 20-30 years, he's been our best sports minister. He says it as it is, but Ghana, and so I know he would have issues with his own party men, some Ghanaians, and I'm not surprised. Kofi being Papa J's boy, I thought that he would have that Neil Ante spirit in him, but I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. What even got me surprised was his comment, one of his comments post World Cup, that as for the issues of the Ghana Football Association, the ministry cannot come in until they flout their own constitution. And I said, what is the Honorable Minister talking about? We have a football association that inherited Kwesi Nyantechi's era. Based on happenstances under Nyantechi, FIFA collaborated with the government of Ghana to put up a normalization committee. At the time that we were transitioning from the normalization to the normal football association setup, the football people questioned why the term of the FA president has been made 2 terms of 4. And FIFA officials who came here and the normalization committee and all the football people came into agreement that based on the precedent that President Nyantechi had issues the longer he stayed. So let's limit the term to 2 terms of 4.
Yeah.
Then another FA president inherits Nyantechi. The very constitution that was changed, he's not even finished his tenure, and he's going to change it into a 3rd term. And the minister sits aloof and tells me that, oh, they've not flouted their constitution. What is he talking about? There is, whenever constitutions are made, there's a letter in the spirit. The lawyers will tell you. The spirit behind the 2 terms was that the president and the Nyantechi was bad. And so let's work with the 2 terms. The constitution is less than 8 years old, and you are coming to change it for selfish reasons. And the minister sits unconcerned and tells us that he cannot talk about the Ghana Football Association. What are we talking about? In any case, when FIFA decided to normalize Ghana football, he was dealing directly with the politicians. The normalization was a creation of Ghana government and FIFA, not Ghana Football Association and FIFA.
And that one too, you were a spokesperson as
Exactly.
well. Yeah.
And so that 2-term limit was a creation of government and FIFA, politicians and FIFA. So if you're a politician and somebody is going to change it in less than 8 years and you sit aloof and tell me that, oh, you cannot talk about them, what are we talking about? I think that he should up his game. I've known him for years. He's a friend. Back in Cape Coast when I was with Atlantic FM, he was serving the NDC dedicatedly. Sometimes he used to bring announcement for my station to announce. I've known him for years. But I think that he has to up his game. And the Nilante, anytime the Black Stars played a friendly, before the friendly date, a breakdown will be given to Ghanaians. Because there are reasons why we play friendly matches.
Yeah.
It is either you are preparing your team for a tournament or you are playing for commercial reasons. So Nilante will let us know, okay, this match is being organized by an agent. X amount is being given to Ghana. X is going to the agent. Broadcast right, this. But under Kofi Adams, we've played so many friendly matches, nobody tells anybody anything. As if we have given the national team to some people to do business with it. I think he needs to up his game. Because His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in Parliament said that we have to run a transparent football administrative setup. And I expected that the minister would push that agenda.